people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer here, and this time I'm bringing you guys a pretty, I would say a pretty huge and important dose of freedom, and we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And I'm going to do actually a mini series about meaning and purpose, which actually means I'm going to just go through the signs and show you how can you create meaning and purpose in your life through your zodiac sign. So this is actually, I would say, a very simple way of creating purpose and meaning in your life. But what I've experienced and seen is a lot of people, hear it, and it seems so simple and easy. It's like, okay, it can't be it, doing that, going for walks in nature can't be something that creates purpose and meaning in my life, so I just won't do it. But I've tested it out for a lot or a lot in the real world and in the material realm. It really works, and I actually personally very much use what I'm about to say to you in my daily life. I've integrated it into my career, and this is one of the good things about this information. Actually, if you have more availability, or at least I hope your thought processes start working, how can I integrate these things more into my daily routine or into my career working life? Because working life is such a big part of our everyday experience. It's good to have these activities and things I'm going to discuss with you in our working lives as well. Now, having said all that, I want to just do a kind of shameless plug for my other videos. I did one other video where I mention even some of the more maybe depending on where you are as an astrologer or as an astrology student or just a person who is curious about life. I did a video about purpose and meaning, which has a little bit even deeper information in it. So I recommend you go check that out. It's on my channel. In this specific mini series, I'm going to give you the most simplest of techniques that I shared in that video as well. And we're going to go actually through the signs, and I'm going to show you how creating meaning and purpose actually works in a very simple way. Now, and just a couple of disclaimers. Let's put a couple of disclaimers here. We're going to talk about mostly the ascendant, so from the ascendant. But if you only know your sun sign, you can use it from the sun as well. So listen to your sun sign. If you already kind of know your moon as well, you can give it a go with the moon. But for me, moon and sun are less tested, so we're going to be talking about from the ascendant as well. Now we're going to be talking about a very specific house, which is the 9th house and the sign in it. So very important to understand as well. And just when you're hearing this information, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't, and there's something more there. So guys, I'm going to give my best to explain this. Whenever there are more influences in the 9th house, it already changes the game. And we're not going to go super deep into aspects and the rulers and stuff like that, but we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you the basis, the foundation of how to create meaning and purpose, so you can get yourself started. If you're kind of like struggling with meaning and purpose, there's maybe not enough in your career, in your working life, so at least you can start to do some of the things I'm going to discuss in these videos. Now, yeah, it's you can't always integrate everything into your career or work, but usually, most likely, there are things I'm going to say that you can do during your daily routines. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's morning, maybe it's somewhere during lunchtime. You can most likely start to integrate at least some of these into it, so it will create, even if a tiny sliver, meaning and purpose in your life. Yes, some of the things I'm going to discuss are a little bit bigger, they take time, but even working towards them can create meaning and purpose for the signs. Now, another important disclaimer is when we're talking about mission and career and work, usually it needs a deeper look at, obviously, that whole entire natal chart. It requires aspects, it requires rulership, it requires a lot more to give you an indication of what is their maybe truthful or rightful career, and where you will feel more on purpose as well. So just a disclaimer that we're not going to do full, let's say, career or work videos, but this is more about the purpose and meaning side of things. And there is a difference there. And yes, you can feel, on when you're doing your mission in life or serving your mission in life, you can feel already on purpose. But again, it's a little bit of a deeper topic. And what I've seen is when you integrate those topics that we're going to discuss into the career as well, or the mission side will have a lot more purpose and would even call it a deeper meaning to it as well. Now, I do personally use mostly the whole sign system you can see here on the screen, and which means the houses are equal size, and I've done a couple of videos for beginners on my channel as well about houses, about different systems. Having said that, I would, if you're a more advanced astrologer, but you don't know this specific thing, I would also check Placidus house cusps, the 9th house cusp specifically, and Campanus house system 9th house cusp. Whatever sign is there gives you also good indication of what is happening or how to create mission and purpose in your daily life. Now, that's it for the introduction, and let's start going into each sign specifically. Now, we're going to talk about Cancers. Now, Cancers have an interesting one because they have, as you can see on my example, they do have the Pisces in their 9th house, or the sign of Pisces in their 9th house. Now, Pisces is an interesting one because it's very, there are very maybe too dramatic, but there are a lot of similarities between Pisces and Sagittarius, because traditionally, most of you or some of you might know that Jupiter rules both Pisces and Sagittarius. So there is going to be a similarity here for sure, and you're going to hear once I start, mentioning some of the key words that there are actually many similarities between what Aries enjoy and what Cancers enjoy. Or enjoy is maybe the wrong word. I think meaning and purpose. Meaning and purpose is the right word here, or words here, because when we're talking about enjoyment, it's more like Venus and Venusian signs like Taurus and Libra. But let's dig in and let's dive in with the sign of Cancer and what brings the sign of Cancer purpose. Anything spiritual. So here, but what I mean is, Pisces is a very spiritual sign, and maybe you've noticed Cancers do like to spend a lot of time in the privacy, because they get a lot of feelings and emotions from others, and they sense and feel them. And these feelings, emotions get into their bodies, and they need a lot of time in the private spaces. And it does, when they're spending time in these private spaces and doing meditations and doing spiritual things like channeling, and maybe listening to channeling or listening to meditation music, or even creating meditative music themselves, they feel more on purpose. And even like simple meditation routine, integrating it into your daily routine for Cancer would really help to feel and to even be on your mission. And or mission is a little bit of a let's keep it purpose and meaning. Let's keep it at that for now. And let's move on a little bit. And one of the reasons why they feel so on purpose is, or when they're doing these meditative things and meditative spiritual practices in their daily lives or in their daily routines. And I do urge you to kind of at least give it a go for like 30 days if you have a strong Cancer, to see how it feels and to feel more meaning and purpose in life. One of the biggest reasons here is they will then feel more connected to everything there is. They feel in those meditations, they will feel their heart open, and the boundaries fall away, and feel as one as other people. And this is one of the things, again, that kind of adds, when they feel as one with others, really, really, really feel on purpose and feel like life has more meaning. Now, there is a downside always with Pisces, I would say. It's so easy that the lines or the borders are so slim there with the Pisces, almost non-existent. So the thing here with Pisces, or for Cancers with the Pisces in the 9th house, I'll specify, is escapism. So even like escaping and doing, some of the things you shouldn't be doing might feel like you're on your purpose and your meaning. Again, it depends on the whole chart. It depends on if the person has, matured and grown up, or if they're still doing their kind of youthful, reckless ways. So even escapism and doing things they shouldn't be doing in that escapism can be like, in their minds they can feel, oh, it's adding more meaning and it's what I should do. Like this spiritual, like escapism as well, can come up and make it mean something or create more meaning in their lives. Now let's leave the more negative behind, and let's see what the Cancer native can even more focus and bring in to their daily lives. We talked about spiritual routine, that's great. The second part, maybe even sometimes easier to do, is the creative side of Pisces. So definitely really good to bring some creative routines. Whenever a Cancer is creating something like a music piece, like a poetry, like art, painting something, like some sort of creative art, music thing, even meditation music. Maybe they're creating that meditation music, movies, writing scripts, making movies. Whenever they are doing these things or you're watching these things, they can feel again life has more meaning, because for them creation, creativity, artistic expression is meaning and purpose in life. Now the next thing, I also, if we watch the other signs as well, I started to put places even where people or the natives that we're speaking about, the signs, can feel more at home at, or even have more meaning and purpose at. Actually, scratch the home at, that's a different house. Sorry guys. We're going to meaning and purpose. I don't know why I'll keep going to that home thing. So spas, definitely a good place for Cancers to visit. That will bring them near water again, or as well. Being near water, oceans, lakes, again, good, and makes the Cancer feel more on purpose and like life has meaning. Really the life and the bigger realms open up for them. Studios, creative. We mentioned the creative, so creative side of that part. Studios and creating, making things there, creative things, and we can put remote islands and foreign lands, very far away lands as well, with this. And I even put a tongue-in-cheek kind of like like this one for you, like the utmost perfect place for a Cancer rising sun or moon to work would be an office near water on a remote island near a kindergarten. And this would be why, you might ask, because then they would feel much more on purpose because they would have a lot of these, let's say, elements that will create purpose for them. I think I forgot to mention, spending time with children is definitely one for Cancers that can really give their life more meaning. Of course, this is much harder to do, but still, I think it's worth a mention, for you to kind of keep it in the back of your head. That if you get a chance, obviously, or you have children yourself, obviously easier. And I think mostly that's it. So basically, focus on the spiritual side of things if you have a strong Cancer, or the creative side. It's a very, I would say, in that sense, it's a quite a simple one to create more meaning and purpose in your daily life. You don't even have to, make a career out of it. Just painting, doing movies, music. Even listening to music, and some sort of piece of music that really touches your soul is a good way for Cancer rising sun or moon to create more purpose in your life. So thank you very much, guys. I hope this helps. Like, share, subscribe. Give me your ideas, give me your feedback. Does it help you? Does it make sense? Have you tried it? Does it seem too simple? If it seems too simple, guys, I urge you to really give it a go. And you'll start to see quite quickly, actually, like doing these things. Yes, maybe if you work at a job that you really don't like, yes, going there will kind of dial it down again. But once you come back to your practices, once you come back to your creative pursuits, more purpose and meaning awaits. Thank you very much, guys. See you again soon in the next video.